It's late. Real late. I've been working my flank off all day, trying to get the zap apples off the tree before sundown. The zap apples are long gone. Granny and Applebloom have already taken them in. Everybody else on the farm is asleep, except Big Mac and in the house. That's why I never expected a knock on the barn door at this hour. I'm still working in the barn. I'm tired, but not sleepy. All I want to do is sit in the hay and rest my hoofs. I put away the last empty barrel and collapse into the haystack behind me. As soon as I sit, I realized I had never gotten my hoofs on one zap apple. My stomach moaned with longing for a juicy apple. Shoot, AJ, haven't eaten all day, you dumb fool. I moaned to myself. At that moment, a knock was heard on the barn door. I looked up at the door from my haystack. The pony knocked again. Come in, I called to the door. I was slower than a slug enjoying a ripe pumpkin getting to the barn door, but I did get there. The light from inside the barn poured out from inside to outside as I opened the door. It was Rainbow Dash.
Hey, AJ.
Rainbow Dash said cheerfully. I was confused and kind of annoyed. Rainbow, what are you doing here so late? I barked. Rainbow smiled wider and reached into her saddlebag. My eyes widened as she pulled two brightly colored zap apples.
I heard you haven't eaten yet today.
Rainbow asked and handed me one of the apples. I looked at her in shock. How had she known? Thank you, Rainbow. That's mighty thoughtful of you, I said with a blush. We both stared at each other for a few seconds. Wow. Rainbow's eyes shone like rubies. And I shook myself out of my trance and invited Rainbow into the barn, closing the door behind her. Rainbow and I sat down on the hay I was laying in, but something was nagging me in the back of my head, like an annoying gnat you just can't shake off. And after a few minutes of eating our zap apples in silence, I spoke. Rainbow Dash, how did you know I was hungry? I asked Rainbow, staring into her ruby eyes. Rainbow's face changed, a mix between panic and nervousness.
No reason. Just a lucky guess?
Stammered Rainbow. A phony smile curled across her face. I responded with my famous eyebrow raise. Rainbow held the phony smile for about 12 seconds before lowering her head in defeat.
I was watching you and the other apples harvest zap apples today. I noticed you weren't eating anything, so I stole 2 apples and waited until everybody else.
Rainbow Dash trailed off and shut her mouth quickly. I saw nervous beads of sweat forming on her fur. Something clicked in my brain, like the gnat from earlier had exploded. Everything was clear now. Just 1 week ago, daffodils were on the porch. On Monday, there was a low-hanging cloud above the barn, scaring the pigs, and Rainbow volunteered to help me clear it. And other things that Rainbow did for me. Staying up past midnight helping me sort the apples. It all made sense. Rainbow was trying, y'all know, hook up with me, and the sloppy barn pony, the background pony. How could someone like her love me? I recall the day in school. I was sitting in the front row of class when Mr. Oatboat sneezed on me. All the other folks laughed. Only not Rainbow. She only gave me her handkerchief. My mind was scrambled. My stomach knotted. My face hot. My heart burning. What should I say? I can't just tell her I don't like mares. We would never speak again. I couldn't lie. She'd know something was up. I just couldn't walk off. I'd leave her heartbroken. So, I did something I never thought I would do. I grabbed Rainbow's chin.
AJ, what are you...
I shut her up by mashing my face into hers, my lips locating hers. I tasted the zap apple on her lips. I sat there with my lips pressed against Rainbow, not really kissing her. I felt my heart sink as Rainbow pulled away.
AJ, what the fuck?
Yelled Rainbow. I instantly felt awful. Of course she didn't like me. I jumped to conclusions because I liked her. I'm sorry. I start to apologize, but Rainbow silenced me with a... Tears began to form in my eyes as I looked up at Rainbow. But when I saw her, she didn't look mad. She looked joyous?
That's what you call a kiss?
Rainbow taunted, sounding like the Rainbow I knew. I looked into her eyes, finding myself wanting to kiss her again.
Here, let me show you how it's done.
Rainbow drawled, pulling me into her face again. Instead of our lips being mashed together, our mouths kinda interlocked, so to say. My stomach gave a flop as her tongue touched mine. I was actually kissing Rainbow Dash. I gave a soft moan and leaned in closer to Rainbow. My arms wrapped around her back and she leaned down until we were flat on a haystack. Every time my tongue brushed against hers, a chill swept down my spine. We just laid there, her mouth still connected, exchanging soft moans every few moments. Finally, our mouths parted. Rainbow was panting, her face red. I too was breathing heavy, my heart pounding in my chest. We both sat up. I straightened my head. That was nice. A whisper panted, longing for more. All my pain, all the trouble, all the tiredness, all the stress was tossed over my shoulder when I was kissing her. Could this be the start of a long love?
Applejack?
Asked Rainbow, interrupting my thoughts. I looked at her face only to see one emotion. Love. Rainbow pulled me close to her and put her mouth to my ear.
Do you love me? If so, will anybody judge us?
She murmured into my ear. I wanted to scream, "Yes, please kiss me again." But I said nothing. I just took off my hat and topped it on Rainbow's multicolored head. I really love you, Rainbow, I murmured. Rainbow threw her arms around my neck, her body trembling slightly.
Finally,
she whispered. How could I have not seen my friend longing for me when I was secretly longing for her? We sat there, still hugging, still silent. But it wasn't an awkward silence. It was a peaceful silence.
I'll find some way to make it work,
Rainbow said suddenly, shattering the silence. What work? I asked Rainbow as she pulled away from my neck.
Zap apple,
she whispered, her eyes twinkling.
Our future full, duh.
Support me on Patreon. Subscribe and make sure to ring that notification bell to know when I post new content. And please, feel free to join the Lotus Garden. Links in the description. Thanks for listening, and look forward to more. Good night, every pony.